Hello everybody, my name is Starrapter and welcome to my spoiler-free review for Deadpool 2. But first, let's take a little bit of time to go back to 2016 after my first viewing of the original Deadpool, and I was thinking to myself, wow, this movie was incredible. There's no way the sequel is going to live up to this one. And wow, I was wrong because this sequel is everything you want in a sequel. So let's get right into it. First, I want to talk about the story. So we have some time removed, it looks like, from Deadpool to Deadpool 2. We have Wade Wilson, who's trying to figure out who he is. He's doing a lot of mercenary missions to try to make some money, and he's spending, of course, lots of time with Vanessa. And then we go and he meets this young mutant, and they kind of share this bond. It's almost like a father-son sort of relationship until one day this guy from the future named Cable, Super Soldier, just decides that he wants to kill this young mutant. So Deadpool is trying to basically defend him and prevent that from happening. And that's as much as I want to tell you guys because this plot does have lots of twists and turns. So let's get into the positives that I liked, everything that I enjoyed about this movie. And first off, I want to talk about Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds, of course, you know, this guy is awesome. He is the embodiment of the character, and he does it justice yet again in this film. And this character is so much more complex in this film. I feel like there's so much more going on with him. All the decisions he has to make, the stakes are so high in this film compared to the original. And just walking into the other plot points here, there's lots of twists and turns of things I didn't even see coming. So all in all, lots of surprises. There's lots of new characters. The two I want to talk about are first Domino. She is this character that you've seen in the trailers. She's long-running history with X-Force and Deadpool, and she is great. I love the charisma that she has, as well as all the other little characters that were thrown in there with X-Force. But then I also want to talk about Josh Brolin, who just came off of playing Thanos in Infinity War. He is playing Cable, who is one of my favorite characters in Marvel, and man, he really just gets the essence of that character down. Just this almost like a Terminator-esque character, but he does have some dry, witty humor, which is perfect for the character. I really enjoyed the dynamic between him and Deadpool. Something with this movie that I didn't expect, but I should have, because the first Deadpool was all about the story of a love story when it all comes down to it. Now this film, it's all about the theme of family, and by the time you get to this end of the film, it'll definitely be evident to you that they really hit it out of the park as far as family is concerned. You really get those kind of vibes, and it's just this nice little underlying tone that is kind of spread all the way throughout the film. You can't talk about Deadpool without talking about the humor, and this film had me dying. I mean, the humor hits you at all the right spots. All the references are just fantastic. It's just such a great experience being in the theater with everybody just laughing. It's just such a fun experience. The action here is more ultra violent than ever before. We have people's heads just flying all over the place, people's bodies breaking in half. They spare no expense when it comes to the CGI of coming with creative ways of dismembering people. It's fantastic. Of course, the soundtrack, if you remember Deadpool, the original had a killer soundtrack. This one's no different. It looks like there's probably twice as many licensed music tracks in here from all over the place, and it is just always hits you in the right place. And the fact that Deadpool is making fourth wall breaking jokes about cueing music in certain places just makes it that even better. Another thing I want to talk about is how the scope of this film definitely seems like it has a much larger budget. I feel like Deadpool 1, that's one of the drawbacks, was that it had a lot of localized locations where it seemed like it was in the same place all the time. This one, it has you traveling a bit. So I really appreciate the fact that it looks like we have a much larger kind of universe opening up in this, you know, the 20th Century Fox X-Men Marvel kind of films. And one last thing I want to talk about is my just overall reaction to the film. Many points in the film, my jaw was just like this. And I was wondering by the end of the film why my jaw was hurting so much, because between laughing and just doing that for probably 80% of the movie, that is something that I have to give bonus points to a movie when it does that. And I just, become so enthralled, so laser focused on the movie. I don't want to look away. And that's just kind of how I felt pretty much the whole way through the movie. So fun. I want to get into the negatives here. So I just say the only thing that I would have liked to see more of would have been perhaps a little bit more exposition for some of the characters, some of the events, some of the things that are going on. But other than that, this movie was just super entertaining, super enjoyable. I'm going to have to give it a 9 out of 10. I will say it right here. This movie was better than the original Deadpool. And I loved the original Deadpool. I feel like the original Deadpool I could watch all the time. And I feel like this movie is going to be the same. It's definitely got more substance. It's got more weight to it. It's definitely a little bit more dense, which is great. This is everything you want in a sequel, is everything to be topping what the original did with the sequel. So great job with everybody involved. Highly recommend seeing this one, especially in the theaters, especially with some friends. You guys are going to be just cracking up the whole way away. So many great references. I can't recommend this movie enough, especially after the Avengers Infinity War, a very bleak, a very kind of hopeless type of movie by the end of it. This one is the perfect palate cleanser to kind of see after that. Don't get me wrong, there's lots of sad parts, believe it or not, in Deadpool 2, which is something I forgot to mention. There's a lot of different emotions I was feeling through the movie, which also makes me feel like this is one of the better Marvel movies made ever, period. So definitely check it out. And if you like this video and want to see more reviews of movies and TV and video games, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And make sure you tell me in the comment section below, what did you think of Deadpool 2? If you've seen it, please remain spoiler free for everybody that hasn't seen it yet. My name is Starrapter, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.